In Search of Bawa, the master architect of Sri Lanka.
At the end of the year 1958, Geoffrey became acquainted with an architect from Danish called Plesner.
Plesner was an inventive designer with practical skills, while Geoffrey had a profound knowledge of the culture gleaned from his years of travel. During the early 1960s, as their first buildings were being completed and occupied, Bawa and Plesner became increasingly aware of the shortcomings of orthodox tropical modernism. A cubist aesthetic which demanded horizontality, flat roofs, and minimal eaves clearly made little sense in a monsoon environment, while the pure white sculptural forms employed in the Ikala industrial state proved difficult to maintain under monsoon conditions and became streaked with clamp, patches, and algae.
Geoffrey and Plesner soon become disenchanted with their idea of tropical modernism, having to find out that their idea sought to have more problems than it can solve.
Bawa and Plesner now sought to develop an architecture that would be more appropriate to the climate and would want to keep Ceylon's building traditions. They began to experiment with ways of fusing traditional technologies and building forms with modern functionalist ideas about spatial organization. As their new approach developed, its guiding principles becomes apparent. Firstly, a design should grow from the side. The barriers between inside and outside should be dissolved to allow a building and its surrounding landscape to merge, that the spaces between buildings were as important as the buildings themselves. That in a monsoon climate, the roof is the most important single building element. That the use of intermediate spaces, verandas, and open to the sky courtyard was important, and everything must be done to encourage ventilation and also natural lighting. Materials should be selected for their appropriateness and availability. Architecture should play to all the senses: the smell of vegetation after the rain, the sound of birds and the wind in the trees, the texture of clay floored tiles and rough plaster, even the taste of monsoon air. In the making of the number 11 Colombo House, which is his own townhouse, he went hand in hand in climate, landscape, and culture of ancient Sri Lanka. A strong influence of local Sri Lankan architecture includes deep verandas, traditionally crafted decorative artifacts, and the immediacy of outdoors in each space.
Geoffrey, he was never a teacher. He never thought himself as a guru, and however, he have sought to change the mind of the people in Sri Lanka.